Hey everybody, welcome to Carpool Chats. I'm John Eichberg with the Fuels Institute. Today we're going to be talking about electric vehicle charging with the founder and CEO of a mobile recharging company called SparkCharge. It's a fantastic concept and I can't wait to dive into it. Josh, Aviv, thank you very much for joining us on Carpool Chats. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. Super excited to talk with you guys today. Super excited to learn more about what you guys are doing.
I'm actually more interested in learning about what you're doing, but I think it's going to be a great conversation. I mean, you guys have kind of made a whole bunch of news lately with
Mhm.
mobile recharging. Can you tell us a little bit about SparkCharge, how you got started, and what you guys are doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So started SparkCharge in my dorm room at Syracuse University. I was a econ major, took a professor's class, and I remember him coming in and saying, if you want to change the world, solve the problem of infrastructure for electric vehicles. And I was
Yeah.
really excited to learn more about that. And I remember meeting with him after class and just started learning about the electric vehicle industry and the cars that were coming out, the range, the problems, and came up with the idea for SparkCharge, where basically an electric vehicle owner could be able to have range delivered to them anytime and anywhere they want. Essentially, from a high level, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I mean, I was just going to comment, starting your dorm room is very Zuckerberg and Michael Delavue. So, maybe, the sky's the limit here, right?
Maybe, who knows? Who knows? I think we're really positioned really well. I always joke around and say, we had to be 3 years early to be on time, right? We started this
Right.
company, 2017, and it's the EV industry is just now starting to really take off like a rocket ship. So it's great timing to be in the industry.
Well, I think I think you're absolutely right. This is the right time. So we launched an electric vehicle council last year at the Fuels Institute with the whole focus on how do we build infrastructure? What are the economics? What are the needs? What are the capabilities? What are the options? And then, one of the things we've been looking at is the cost of infrastructure for EV charging is really high. And that's a real big deterrent to a lot of organizations, a lot of businesses trying to make the investment because right now there's no return on investment. You guys have kind of solved that to a large extent, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. I mean, when you think about it, being able to remove the barriers to electric vehicle adoption, being able to remove the where, when, and how out of someone charging their car is a huge benefit. I mean, it's a benefit to the OEMs. It's now easier to sell cars. It's a benefit to the consumer. It's now easier to enjoy the car and get a better experience out of driving an electric vehicle than you would even out of an ICE car, a gasoline made car.
So, describe the technology you guys put together? What are the capabilities, and what's kind of the outlook for the system?
Absolutely. So we really have two core pieces of technology. Number one is something we call the Roadie. That is our DC fast charger. We like to joke around and say, we shrunk a Tesla supercharger to something that now you can carry it in your hands, right? It's a portable, ultra fast, and intelligent DC fast charger that can charge an electric vehicle at a rate of 1 mile every 60 seconds. The cool factor about it is that you can carry it in your hand. It can fit into the trunk of your Toyota Prius. It can be delivered to an electric vehicle owner anywhere and anytime they want. There's no location where this unit can't be stationed or can't be deployed to service an electric vehicle owner. On top of that, it's modular. So we like to think of it as Lego blocks of range. Basically, what we did was we allowed each provider and the electric vehicle owner to choose how much range they need and then have it delivered. So you can connect as many modules as you want, stack them together, and then send that energy directly into the car, all in a form factor that's scalable, portable, and modular.
So each module can carry how much juice? I mean, if I have a three module unit, how many miles can I get out of that?
Yeah, I think version one right now, each individual module can, I think, go up to about 15 miles per module, and then you connect as many miles as you want. So you could theoretically send, 60 miles, 100 miles into the car, depending on the configuration that you have.
So I actually, a little personal on the side, I just ordered the Wrangler 4xe plug-in hybrid Jeep Wrangler. Has a 25-mile full electric range. And I'm thinking if I'm going off-roading, I'm going to be going longer and I want to go silent, 25 miles is not that far. But I can throw a couple of these things in the back end of my Jeep and double that range pretty easily, can't I?
You could theoretically, yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool because everybody's looking for that extra range. Everybody's looking to see how do we get more miles out of our EV than it's already listed for, and that's fantastic. Now, are you guys doing any stationary installations? Are you guys working with any businesses to kind of put these in place on a more permanent basis, or is it all to the customer on demand?
Right now, it's to the customer on demand. We believe that mobile charging allows you to be flexible. And we'll actually be rolling out a service called Boost EV Unlimited in, I believe, a couple of weeks or so that will really take that to the next level. You'll be able to essentially, choose where you want the range, how you want the range, and have it delivered essentially with the push of a button.
So you right now, you guys are, I think you said 1 mile per 60 seconds a plug-in. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Any chance of this system getting an acceleration to that? So people say they need a 50-mile charge in 15 minutes. Is that on the horizon, you think?
Absolutely. I can't reveal too much, but we will definitely be rolling out stations with more energy, faster speed. Version one is where we're starting, but it's definitely not the end all be all. We will have stations come out that have far more capacity and, sometimes a lot more speed.
Yeah. And how long have you guys been around? I think it's only what, 6 years, right? Something like that.
Company, we became a C Corp in 2017.
Okay. So you guys have made some huge progress in just a few couple years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fantastic. One of the things we've been looking at for retail operators, and I mentioned, the ROI is just not there. It's really hard to justify an investment. One of the reasons is the operating costs. The
Mhm.
demand charges they hit you, and I understand all that from the utility side, but that makes the economics so challenging. And one of the things a lot of people are looking at is this whole battery buffered system where you are recharging a battery stack, similar to what you guys are doing, but in a stationary capacity, and then redistributing it on demand when the customers pull up. I think what you guys have done is taken that concept and just basically put it on a wheel so you can take it anywhere you want to go. And it just takes away so much of the economic complexities, making charging EVs a viable business situation.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, in a couple of weeks when we roll out Boost TV Unlimited, I think you'll see that the use cases for how people drive their electric vehicles, the freedom around driving your electric vehicle, is really going to shift. Right? Imagine being able to wake up every morning, regardless of if you live in a house or a garage or an apartment complex or wherever. Being able to have that freedom to wake up every morning on a full charge, right? You go to the office, you can charge it. When you're at your kids' baseball game, you can have someone come and charge your car, right? When you're at the grocery store, your car is charging, right? And it's all done through your phone. Where we kind of see the future, we believe that the charging station should live on your phone. We believe that they're really the way that the industry is going with Instacart. My grocery store lives on my phone. With Uber, and my chauffeur lives on my phone. With Grubhub, my pizza guy lives on my phone. We believe that with Boost EV and SparkCharge, essentially, the charging station should live on your phone as well, tearing down the need for massive amounts of infrastructure, tearing down the walls to where you live, dictating how you can buy an electric vehicle or drive an electric vehicle. Really, just ultimately putting the freedom of driving the car back in the hands of the EV owner.
I think it's essential. And one of the things we know is going to happen is the OEMs are going to basically convert their dashboard into a mobile commerce system. And you're
Mhm.
going to be able to find anything you want through probably a voice activated search system in your vehicle. And we're going to need multiple opportunities to charge. People are going to want to charge at traditional convenience fuel retailing. They're going to want to charge at a grocery store. They're going to want to charge at a restaurant, but they're going to use multiple opportunities. And if they're somewhere, like you said, if they're at the kids' baseball game, they're running a little low on juice and they can get another 40, 50 miles while the kid's playing baseball, what a great opportunity that is to keep them mobile and take away that range anxiety.
Mhm.
As you were describing this, I started thinking about, people go to these festivals, like these music festivals, and if they're going to be taking EVs, and sometimes these are way out in the middle of nowhere, there may be an opportunity for you guys to go up and set up a bank of these chargers to recharge the vehicles while they're in the festival, make sure they have an opportunity to get home. Have you guys thought about that type of event centric mass charging opportunity that might exist?
Absolutely. Not only with events, but think about natural disasters too, right? So, the event is a great scenario. Hey, we've got a parking lot full of cars. Can you come around and charge them? They could be on a dirt lot, a gravel lot, or wherever, and there's no place for infrastructure. That's a place where we step in and we're able to charge those cars right there at the point of charging location. Another great one is with natural disasters. So, setting up base camps where electric vehicle owners, especially when the power's out or when the grid is down, how do you charge an electric vehicle, right? And if you can set up, if the utility companies have set up base camps where you can come get food and water, now you can also come charge your car at that location too. so that you can either get out of that situation or move on to another one.
And that's a huge issue. I mean, one of the things we talk about the future of electric vehicles, a lot of those people are skeptical about what EVs can do. Go, well, what about the ice storms in Texas? What about a hurricane in Florida and evacuation
Mhm.
routes? What are we going to do there? What are we going to do about first responders who may be using electric vehicles and there's no power? How are they going to get charged? So you're actually looking at how do you deliver a service in these need case scenarios, and that's I mean, it's going to be so absolutely essential. If we're going to become more reliant on EVs, we need to have reliability, dependability. We cannot get ourselves in a situation where we absolutely cannot drive our vehicles. If we do that, we're in big trouble. So I'm excited you're looking at that because I hadn't even thought about that application when I first started looking into your company.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be a big market.
Now, the other question I have is, when we start thinking about charging vehicles, it's the availability of electricity. Are you guys basically having warehouses where you set up additional power, come in to charge these batteries overnight and then deploy them? Or how are you getting the electricity and making sure that your mobile chargers are constantly juiced up?
Yeah, I mean, we designed it to be relatively easy to charge, right? You plug it into a wall, and you charge. It's the same wall outlet that you charge your phone or laptop on. It's meant to be convenient. It's meant to be simple. It's meant to be easy. And the best part is that if you're getting power from solar or alternative energy, then you can recharge the units off of that as well, right? So a lot of our partners, they have solar powering their warehouses or buildings or facilities, and they're just plugging in, and it's cheap energy.
One of the other questions I have as a newer company, what is your geographic operating region right now? Are you guys fairly locally isolated? Are you guys on a national scope, or where are you right now? And where do you think your growth path is going to be?
Yeah, I mean, we're growing extremely fast. I think we're in somewhere close to 12 cities already across the United States. Uh, we'll be looking to uh, we'll be looking to expand into the European market pretty soon. Once we've got more coverage here in the United States. But I mean, we're growing relatively quick. I think we're in 12 cities already, looking to be in maybe 15, 20 by the end of the year.
I saw on your website, I was looking at some of the pictures of the charging events you've had, and you have basically capability to charge any EV. So, because I'm assuming you have CHAdeMO, CCS, and Tesla adapters. So, if any customer that has an EV can utilize your service, is that how you've solved that? Because one of the other challenges that we have on stationary installation is, right now Tesla has a 75% market share, and so if you're not servicing that company, that brand, you're kind of limiting yourself to the market opportunities that may exist. But at the same time, in a couple of years, their market share is not going to be that dominant because so many other EVs are coming in the market. You need to be able to service all units. How have you guys solved that problem?
Repeat that again. I'm sorry, I came through
How,
choppy.
how have you figured out to a way to charge any vehicle? I mean, because Tesla has the
Yeah.
proprietary charge, but you need to be able to charge Teslas and GM General Motors and Fords and all the other companies coming on the market.
Yeah, I mean it's really simple. I mean, we work with the OEMs, and the way the market's going, everything's heading to CCS, right? So the North American standard, a lot of the North American making models will be CCS. A lot of the European models will be CCS two, and so we're happy with the way the market's going. Where there's going to be, eventually there'll be relatively one or two chords, and so it doesn't seem like it's too big of a problem as of yet.
That's good. I'm glad that you guys are working with the OEMs. That's one of the critical elements is we need to think about the infrastructure from a holistic perspective. It sounds like you guys are doing that. It's what are the use case scenarios for the customer? What are the needs of the customer? How do you integrate with the OEMs? How do you integrate with local businesses and opportunities? And all those things have to come together for this to be successful. And I think, we're in a situation now where we're transforming the transportation market, and that collaboration, the cooperation is going to be absolutely essential. And it's great to see you guys are doing that. I guess the only other question I have for you is have you guys run into any regulatory issues with taking your unit out to the market and charging vehicles on the street? Have regulators raised any red flags for you? Has it been pretty easy to get into the market?
No real regulation issues as of yet, right? I mean, we follow every safety guideline there is. We get all of our units tested. We follow all city rules and regulations when it comes to delivering range and where we operate. So, so far it's been pretty good, smooth sailing. And I think that's the key, right? We're not trying to disrupt any regulations that are there. We're simply abiding by what's
Right.
in front of us.
I love innovation, and I think what you guys have put together is fantastic. If people want to know more about SparkCharge, or if they want to become a customer or find a ways to collaborate with you guys, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Absolutely. Yeah. The best way is to just go to our website. We've got a lot of information on there. Feel free to reach out. You can get in touch with just about anybody in the company through our website.
Josh, thank you so much for joining Carpool Chats. I love what you guys are doing. I think uh, the diversity of charging opportunities that are being developed is fascinating, and I think it really bodes well for the future of the market, making sure customers have the energy they need, whether they're driving a combustion engine or an electric vehicle. They need to make sure they have the energy, and you guys are serving a need that I think is going to grow, especially as the EV driver demographic starts to normalize with the rest of the population, start getting more apartment dwellers, more regular rank and file consumers rather than those who have higher incomes and their own houses and stuff. You start getting into that the mass adoption profile. Their needs are going to be different, and I think you guys are providing a service that's really going to help them out there. So, congratulations on SparkCharge. I'm really excited to see where you guys are heading.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And man, thank you guys so much for having us. I appreciate, the time you guys taking to sit here and talk and learn about what we're doing. And we can't wait to really reveal to the world all that we're working on here pretty soon.
Now we're going to keep an eye on it as you guys grow. Maybe we'll have you back. So, Josh, thanks again for joining us, and for all of you guys out there, thank you for tuning in to Carpool Chats. We'll talk to you next time.